Go live in the basement with our whiteboard is back, baby. It's back. We're going to get back on Rumble here. Hold on just a second. All right, there we go. Kaplink, kaplink, kaplunk.
Let's get ready to rumble. Join me on Rumble for live streaming. We'll see.
All right, cool. There we go. Looks like we're good there. All right. Hey, Hodges, 1455. All right. All right. I'm a talking pumpkin. All right, cool. So I'm back in the basement. Oh man, it's nice to be back down here. Love it. It's like once Maddie moved all of her crap from Georgia Tech, it just kind of took over the basement, and it just we got a ping pong table over there. We kind of hey Bruce, right on. Thanks Hodges, and like we have this whole half of a basement sitting there, just not doing anything except gathering crap from one of my kids. I was like, dude. And so now it's great to be back. So I missed my blackboard. There it is. There she blows. There she blows. Let me just text my wife, see when I'll go up there and get my hot tea. Hey, thanks, Jill. Que paso? This tomorrow, my last day. I'm 51 years old. Oh my goodness. Can you tell me when tea is ready? All right, cool. All right, so while we're waiting, hey, thanks, man. Ow. All right, so oh man, I love the basement. I do. All right, so what I don't really have a huge agenda. I'm just gonna go over some stuff I saw on my my stream up here. Why is it not doing it? Yo, oi. Oi, vey. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, sweet. Oy vey, as we say in the Abrahamic religion. Oy vey. All right, Denise. Que paso? I don't know. What are your thoughts on? I mean, I can't say. Let's put it this way: sucks to be the Georgia Guidestones, doesn't it? Sucks to be that. You know, I mean, hey, man. There's no tears here. Was it actually blown up, or is it just kind of dismantled a little bit? I mean, I freaking whatever. My thoughts, I just don't care. I mean, I'm not. Let's put it this way: I'm not going to lose sleep over the Georgia Guidestones being blown up. If they can take down statues of freaking Civil War heroes in Wisconsin who actually were immigrants, and the only reason they took it down is because the guy was white. If they can do that all over the country, they can take down statues of everybody who fought to free black slaves, who fought to free America from freaking the tyranny of King George. Then screw it. That's all I gotta say, man. Don't care. Hey, well, if it's destroyed, that sucks. But I'm not saying that you should go do that. But hey, man, no one gave a rat's ass about all the other statues being torn down. So why is all the left? They always get unimpeded. They can do whatever the hell they want. Anyone, and I assume it's the right wing. I don't know. Don't care. But they can all that stuff and kiss my big fat shiny behind. So I got no qualm at all. But then you're playing their game. We've been saying that for freaking decades. We at some point you just got to follow Saul Alinsky and rules for radicals, and we're gonna have to assume the identity of the radicals. Prairie Mark, hey, Prairie Mark, right on, man. Like Prairie Mark can take one and punch back, and it's all good. But anyway, right, at some point we have to assume the identity of the radicals as it's Saul Alinsky rules for radicals, for which Obama. Bill Ayers, all these clowns got their claim to fame for being essentially political terrorists. And I'm not saying we should do that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, we have to fight the battle as it is being fought, as opposed to the battle we want to be fought. I mean, it's just that simple. We keep saying, oh, let's just. This is why the whole green thing. This is why they were like Matt Getz or whatever that clown's name is in Florida. Can't stand that guy because he is a greenie. And I don't care how pro-Trump is, and you're a greenie and you're on the right. You are a compromise. That's all there is to it, man. Montreal? Oh, Montana, right? Okay. And you can't be doing that crap. You can't compromise with these people because these people are out for blood, man. It's all, and we know this. You see what's happening in Holland? Was it Dutch, Holland, whatever Netherlands? Let's see. Dutch, Holland, Netherlands. No, Denise is Swedish, so she wouldn't know. Dutch, Holland, and Netherlands, is that the same country? Holland and I can't remember. Hey, you see what's happening over there? These guys aren't playing. And I don't mean the farmers who were protesting. I mean the globalist cabal. They're not playing, man. Hey Dale, right on, man. Well, I got you down. They're out for blood. They're not playing, and that's why I think actually Putin was in on this whole thing. I really do. But all right, asymmetric thinking. I don't even know what that means. All right, so I want to share with you something I thought was kind of interesting. Asymmetric thinking. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I want to share with you here. Was it this guy? Right there. Yes. All right. So there's a guy on YouTube called, I think it's History Debunked. History Debunked on YouTube. Let me actually, hold on just a second. Let me find this guy real quick. And if you guys have, oh, you're German, Denise? I thought you're Swedish. All right. Gotcha. Maybe it's because you're blonde. Yeah, probably. I'm on Rumble, Jeremy. Yes, I am. Just come on. I even got a comment on there that says "Oy vey." Come on, man. Anyway, so I'm just goofing you. What the hell's that guy's channel? Is it History Debunked? Hold on a second. I gotta get my reading glasses on. So just for you newcomers, I am back in the basement, and I love it down here. History Debunked. Yeah. I think this is right here. History Debunked. This guy. This guy's fantastic. Oops, what happened? This guy right here. History Debunked. And he did a video a couple months ago about the fake shortages of nurses, and that's why they need immigrants in the UK. And it freaking took me by surprise, man. Yeah, I'm on Rumble. I don't, Mark. I know you probably think I do all my conspiracy videos on Rumble. I don't. Who's that? You got my hot tea? You bringing my tea? Oh man. Anyway, long story short. So this guy did a video like this whole fakeness about we need immigrants because we're running out of. What's up, dog? You want to get on the channel? Yeah. Because it's open, it's bright, it's clean, and I like it. Oh, man. Rob just completed second full day of retirement. Awesome, Rob. I just had my man George from West Virginia email me 45 minutes left to count down. I said, "Oh, you're gonna be weeping?" Yeah, it is no more. Well, Denise, this is the finished part. There is a place where the studs are for sure. All right, so Jill asked, and I know I'm kind of going off tangent. I was just waiting for a question or something like that. Comment. Did you all see the video I did on savings bonds? Holy crap, dudes! Holy crap! Get yourself some savings bonds, man. Oh boy, here it comes. Oh boy, here they come. They're out to party. Hi guys. Thoughts on tips bond funds? Lost a ton of my HSA from them. Will they do worse in a long recession when inflation keep going? Well, the only reason, see, there he is. Look at that guy. Hold on just a second. But you gotta have a big mouth, didn't you? All your friends were so locked out. Hold on a second. Jill, tips. I mean, who knows? I mean, the only reason every bond fund's down. The only reason it's down because the interest rates went up so fast. That's it. So I actually like the idea of tips, I bonds as a hedge against potential inflation, but also buying some longer term bonds and those savings bonds I talked about. There's knucklehead. Oh boy. As a hedge against low inflation. I don't think you could go wrong with both. I'd be very hesitant to give up on the bond market now. That literally makes no sense to me. So I did a video on Vanguard tips just the other day. Hope y'all can still hear that while I'm walking. I did a video on the Vanguard tips, so you might want to watch that. Hey, another Michiganer. Right on, man. Hey, Joyce. Newaygo, Michigan. All right, cool. I got lots of Iowans lately. And always good to have some Michiganders for sure. Oh, dude, yeah, I'd do that. Love that. Absolutely. 4-year fixed annuity, 4.1% fixed. I'd take that. So anyway, I wanted to go back just while we're waiting on. And again, if you guys have questions or comments for me specifically, put them in caps, if you will, so I can just make sure I don't avoid those or miss them. And it just for we don't have a huge crowd yet, but just as an FYI, you don't have to keep repeating a comment or a question, if that makes sense. I know some new people say he didn't answer my question. I get these monologues. I'm just kind of long-winded. There's no other way around that, man. Hey, thanks. Thanks for the birthdays, everybody. Much obliged. 52 manana. I get in these monologues, and just we get to it when we get to it. I that sounds arrogant. I don't know what to tell you. I just I'm not quick on the mental mind game. I'm not quick when it comes to just getting things off my chest. It takes a while to kind of think through. I talk while I'm thinking. All right. So anyway, I want to share this with you. So anyway, if you look at all right. Robert's going to dinner with his wife. Yeah, dude, you better be going to dinner with your wife. Are you crazy? So I wanted to share this with you. And so I went to my newspapers.com and I typed in nursing shortage. And I just went back. And the first thing that came up was in 1891 in some place called Centralia, Wisconsin. All right. And so Centralia, Wisconsin, we go back. Oh, there goes Finn again. And we'll see we have here right here. Congresswoman Frances Bolton of Ohio has been speaking about the nursing shortage as a woman of courage. When Miss Bolton talks about nurses, she is discussing a subject on which she is a national authority. Anyway, so there's a nursing shortage there from 1891. And we got here, Vicksburg. Oh, 1 second. There again, Centralia. Then here we got right here. Alabama. So we go from Wisconsin to Alabama, and this is in 1897. Alabama is nursing. That's not a nursing shortage. That's a different shortage. But check it out. We go back. Right here. England nursing. This is 1907 in England. Nursing staff shortage. Isn't that interesting? All right, cool. Nursing staff shortage. 1907. So essentially, if you just go back, you can see all this is crazy. I'll just go back through some of the headlines. More England. Indiana nursing shortage. Right here, England nursing shortage. North Carolina nursing shortage 1919 in Asheville, North Carolina. So we had one in Wisconsin, had in Asheville, and we can see over here nursing shortage. And the nursing shortage in this country had been definitely forestalled. So that's, again, they were talking about nursing shortages in 1919. We can go all the way to Alberta, nursing shortage, and we can go and there's like, check this out. We go to sort best match, and we're going to see 2009 nursing shortages, Maine 2002, 2001. 1969, 1959 nursing shortage, 2004, 1980, 2008. You get the gist. The point being is we've had these nursing shortages 1988, 1987 in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But who'd ever want to live in Wisconsin? I don't know. It's crazy. 2006, 1964, 1991, 1999, 1974. The list goes on and on about nursing shortages. 1980, 2001. Why am I saying this? Because we've been right here. Gimmicks won't cure nursing shortage. 1987. Because we've been told it's just such a freaking lie. They've been lying to us. They've been told us that they said we're having a nursing shortage. The only way to fix it is with immigrants. Have we not put massive amounts of immigrants in the United States since 1964? Of course we have. And yet we still have a nursing shortage. The whole, it's just this evil, dudes. It's evil. I'm gonna go get my tea. I'll be right back. Just relax, like so much fun to be around. All right. Anyway, so it's evil. They've been lying to us about everything. Oh, we don't have enough nurses, so we got to get immigrants to come in here and fill the bill. And then you're like, well, 50 years later, how many more immigrants do we have to come in to fit the bill to relieve the nursing shortage? We don't have enough laborers. Now we don't because they all been priced out. But still, it is replacement theory, 100%. And it's not just for whites, it's whites and blacks, 100%. And I love immigrants. Bring them on, dude, 100%. It's too late now. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, our government has been lying to us for years and years and years. I mean, literally, I almost want to say since the inception. And my man History Debunked talks about the UK government doing the same thing. You shouldn't have any affinity towards our government. You should have lots of affinity towards our people. And that doesn't mean you go rebel or anything. I mean, the facts are this is still the best game in town. But the idea that, America or Britain or the West is so much better because of the people. And it really all comes down to property rights. That's all there is to it. If we don't have property rights, everything else is gone. And I was reading in, where was it? Some lady had her property was being confiscated. Where the hell was that? In San Francisco. Yeah, that's what it was. She was parking in front of her house, and they'd been there for 40 years. I think I said this last live stream. I can't remember, but she had been there for 40 freaking years, parking in front of her house. And now, but because there's a carport there's been a carport, though I'm not a carport as opposed to garage. She's got a $1,500 fine, and it's like $200 a day if she doesn't pay. And she's like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, you can't park in front of your carport. It has to be a garage." That's a violation of property rights, dudes. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, the point being is the government has been lying to us since the dawn of mankind. No other way around that. And unfortunately, so many people rely on this said government. Whatever comes from the mouth is lies. Just lies out of lies out of lies. And I just don't understand why people don't get that. It's weird to me. Conservatives, I said this last live stream. We believe it's from the CDC, CDC, the NASA, or the CDC, NASA, or the DOD. And the libs say we don't believe anything from the DOD, the FBI, or the CIA, but we do believe on everything from the EPA, the CDC, and whatever Department of Education. So it's crazy, nuts. I don't get it. I literally don't understand. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Still peddling my videos. Let me get it. Vanguard settled the lawsuit with Massachusetts. Say, I don't get what lawsuit. Hedner says, terrible, terrible, terrible. God gave him 2 feet. He should get his own damn coffee, but Job has just. I ran upstairs to get my tea, man, right there. My wife's not going to bring it down here. Yeah, I mean, why moving now? If you're down, I mean, I would keep it, Jill. I mean, look, I don't know. Do what you got to do, but you're already down. Just let it roll. Hey, Northern Capitan, right on, up in Maine, dude. I'm telling you, woo! Freaking heat down here, brother. It is killing me. It is killing me. Took my dogs for a walk, and I was sweating like a freaking drunken sailor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's all just a big cabal, man. I mean, the cabal is here, and you can see are you seeing what's going on over there in Holland or wherever the Netherlands? It's freaking crazy. It looks like Boris Johnson might be going bye-bye. It doesn't matter. Boris Johnson doesn't have any control. Looks like I'm shot. Not even sweating that much, but the glare makes it look like I'm sweating. But you see what I'm saying? And look, I got no problem with Filipino ladies coming over here to do nurse. I got no problem with that. It's just they've been lying. The government, and we all know this. They've been lying about everything. But then, Josh, why do you rely on the government for the savings bonds? Because what else are you gonna do? And this is the thing. It's like, dude, the government that we have is still better than anything else because they do protect your private property. And all these like anarchists and libertarians like, we don't need any government. I'm like, are you freaking nuts? Do you know what happens to your house if you don't have any government? Have you not looked at any history? It's crazy. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. Right on. Yeah. Whoa, look at this. Escaping the Georgia heat soon. Going to see our son in Juneau, Alaska. Wow. This 2023, do a predictions live stream. We will have everyone make me. That's a pretty good idea. Right on. Airlines are hiring uncertified techs from other countries for maintenance scary times. Not only that, but how many people are actually flying who are potentially going to have, let's just put it this way, heart attacks, if you know what I'm saying? Look, there's nothing you can do about any of this. But I'm just sitting there thinking, because you hear these things about people dropping, like, didn't Carlos Santana just have a heart attack on stage or something like that? And some other, I don't remember any of this happened before. It's weird. And so they fire all these pilots, they fire all these people for not getting the vax, and then we've seen some pretty significant side effects of the vax. That can't be denied. And then we're sitting there saying, okay, so now we don't have enough staff, and yet we're going to hire uncertified techs from other countries for maintenance. Yeah, nothing scary about that. Yeah, dude, I'll take. Look, I got no qualm with immigrants coming here, man. None whatsoever. Bring them on, baby. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I just don't like when the government creates this thing for say, oh, we need. But see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. You think it matters what they're going to do in Netherlands? Oh man, you think it mattered what they did in France? No, Macron still won again. Think it mattered what they did in Canada? No, Justin Trudeau still won again. I mean, I don't know if Biden's probably not going to run again. It'll probably Gruesome. Gruesome will probably step in when Biden gets. Biden's not going to run again, so it'll be Gruesome. HBD, my man. I don't even know what that means. What's HBD? 30 million still illegally, already 10 years. Yeah, and don't forget when Reagan did this Simpson-Masoli Act of 1986, that was going to end it all. It's just all fake. It's all fake. Right on, Lee. Right on. All right. So what else? I want to show you this too. If you're in California, this is good. Good times for you guys in California. Yay. This will be fun for you. Check this out. More pain at the pump for Californians. Gas tax increase goes into effect today, July 1st. Well, the nation is reeling from record high gas prices. It's about to get even worse in California. On Friday, the gas tax just increased in California by another 3 cents a gallon. According to AAA, the average price for gas is $4.84 per gallon, but in California, it's $6.20. The annual gas tax in California, which is among the highest at 51, the gas tax in California is 51 cents to pay for infrastructure projects. What are you guys doing? I mean, and this is the governor who's going to be, Gruesome is going to be, he'll be our president. You can see that a mile away. California. Can you freaking believe that? All right. So another thing I want to share with you, just while we're, waiting here. I thought this was interesting. Remember the dollar was going to collapse? Euro slumps to 2-decade low as recession fears grow. What? The dollar's collapsed? My man Prairie Mark's on here. Prairie Mark, the dollar isn't collapsing. It's not. Now, there were two, in his defense, I will not, and all these other guys who say it's the way you're looking at the dollar collapsing. And this is, I still take issue. But at the end of the day, they are right. The value of the dollar, the purchasing power of the dollar. I don't have anything I can grab. Let's just see right here. Ooh, maybe we can do this actually. So I got some blueberries from Costco today because the birds are getting all my blueberries. So I have to, and I'm going to vacuum seal these guys. So this is a pound and a half of blueberries. And I think I got them for $5 at Costco. I hate it. This is freaking. That's incredible. It's amazing how the capitalistic just-in-time inventory trade routes work. It's nuts. Anyway, so let's go to see if I have. Let's see. We're gonna go to food prices. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to show this to you. Let's take a look here. Let me see if I can't make this bigger. Maple syrup. Yeah, I can't really see it. Hold on just a second. So I got blueberries there. Okay, hold on. I'm going to bring up. It's 1879. All right, hold on just a second, guys. I'm gonna. I want to compare something here. That's not what I want right there. Hold on just a second. I should have that ready to go. All right, we're gonna go to. Let's go to 1906 food prices. I wonder if I can share this. I hope I can. All right, so let's see here. Boink. You make me feel like dancing all the way. And this is why I cannot wait to write this book. I'm so freaking stoked. All right, so hopefully I can share this image with you. Share screen, window. That guy. I'm not sure how to do that. So window. Share tab window. That's not it. Window. Preview. Show some information. Calculator. Entire screen. Okay. Make sure I got no personal stuff in there. All right, good. I think I'm gonna share my entire screen and see how that works. All right. See what we got here. We're sharing my. Okay. What are we seeing here? What are y'all seeing? Nothing. Okay. Never mind. I guess that's not working. All right, so I guess I can't do that. So I'm looking at food prices from 1906. Oh, I can't do that, man. That's weird. Wish I could. If I can bring it back. Hold on just a second. All right. And all right, so we got right here. So country butter per pound in 1906 was 30 cents. Young chickens were 18 cents per pound. Butter, maple syrup was $1.10. I assume that's per pound. Radishes, onions, tomatoes, spinach, carrots per 60 cents for a bushel of carrots. Apples per peck. I don't even know what a peck is. Apple butter. They don't even have blueberries on here. Beef dressed per pound was 6 cents. It looks like. Bacon. I can't read what that says. Anyway, so I don't know what I don't have blueberries on here. Anyway, the point. Let me just get out of that. I hope that's probably not what I was trying to say. I was hoping to see what the price for blueberries was. So the point being is, this is $5 for a pound and a half of no, not a pound and a half, 18 ounces. That's a pound and 2 ounces. Yeah, 18 ounces of blueberries. Now, how much was it in 1906? I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because it didn't give me that. I mean, I'm sure we could find it quickly, but I'm not going to. So let's just say it's, I don't know, freaking $1. I'm literally just throwing that for an example. I don't have my calculator, but we know that the price, the dollar that you have in your hand, it takes 5 of those $1 bills to buy this, as what it did, one of those $1 bills to buy this in 1906. So in that case, the Prairie Marks of the world, who say the value of the dollar has declined in value, that's 100% true, because now we need 5 of those those dollar bills to buy this exact same thing. So in 1906, we needed 1. 2022, we need 5. All right, at 100%. But the question I'd have is so that's true. But the part 2 of this, though, were there an abundance of blueberries out there for you to buy? I don't think so. Now, I've read of nothing. Look, I'm from Maine, dude. I love reading older Maine books. I was reading a book about Maine in the late 1800s, early 1900s. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, and they were, they did sell blueberries. Now, I probably should get that book. I bet I could find some good data on there for my book I'm writing on the reverse RMD thing. Anyway, point being is that you didn't have that. You weren't able to transport blueberries as easily as we can now, if that makes sense. So while it was cheaper, i.e. the dollar was stronger to buy those blueberries back then, there wasn't as many out there. It just wasn't the abundance we have now. We can say because of freaking spraying, we can say monoculture, all that stuff. I get all that. What I'm saying though is that same dollar from 1906 isn't the same dollar today. It's just not. There's two completely different ways to look at the economy now. The abundance of blueberries. Now, I don't think it's going to last forever. I think it's feast and famine. I think right now we're still at the end of the feast, but the famine's coming, and so better be prepared. So the point being is, I'm going to get these blueberries for $5. I'm going to vacuum seal them. I might even dehydrate them first and then vacuum seal them, and just keep storing. So I get two. I get one for consumption, one for vacuum sealing. One for consumption, one for vacuum sealing. Just like in Blueberries for Sal. If you read the book Blueberries for Sal, about a mom and her boy Sal, they go out blueberry picking in Maine, and it goes kerplank, kerplank, kerplunk. Sal is dropping. I think Sal's a boy, maybe it's a girl, I don't know, but he's dropping blueberries into his bucket, and then he eats one and drops one, he eats one and drops one, and that's exactly what I think is good. And then the mom takes the blueberries and she cans them. And anyway, I think that's a good methodology. Is you buy pack. You eat it, consume it, and then you vacuum seal, you dehydrate it, or you can it, whatever you want to do. A peck of apples is, wow, a peck is 10 to 12 pounds? Holy crap, you kidding me? Whoa. Wow. Secure 2.0 napkins for us. It looks empty. Yeah. Now, don't you worry, D. Don't you worry, Moon. We'll be doing some serious Blackboard stuff here shortly. Probably not tonight, but we will. Don't you worry. It's not Blueberries for Sal. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, so blueberries are the standard of measuring the dollar. How about a pseudo clause for a man at breakfast? Yeah, 100%. I get that. 100%. Or you could say, like I said in my comment to you, or my video I did, is why not? How much? I mean, how much internet were you getting? How much air conditioning were you getting? How much electricity were you getting? You see what I'm saying? So it's just a myriad of different ways to look at this, and I think people get too caught up in saying the dollar is down 96%. And I don't think Prairie Market is doing this. Unfortunately, a lot of the fake preppers will say the dollar is way down, so we're going to have to buy gold or buy. What was one guy saying? It was actually a pretty good argument. I was listening to this video today. I was like, I can't take the doomsday. I hate it. And the guy was sitting there saying, the dollar is losing value, so we go buy gold, but I don't want to buy gold because they're going to confiscate it. I'm like, the reason they confiscate, why do they confiscate gold? Because a dollar was pegged to it, man. Now look, it's illegal theft of property. I get it. FDR was a clown. I mean, he's a freaking commie. With that said, FDR saved us from communism. I'm telling you right now, my friends. I know it's painful for me to say, but that's a fact. But he saved us from communism. With that said, he was look at Henry Wallace. I mean, he had lots of comedy. Alger Hiss. Henry Wallace was he vice president? Anyway, I can't remember. But he's a comic. Long story short, though, he expropriated people's private property. It's just crazy. Of course, he put innocent people in internment camps. The Democrats have a history of doing this stuff. Isn't it very interesting? But they're not going to do that again because the dollar isn't tied to the gold anymore. So they're not going to confident. Doesn't anyone make the point why Nixon got off Bretton Woods at the same point he made it legal to trade in gold because it was not tied anymore. They're completely non-correlated assets. I mean, I'm surprised how many people look at this. Brixton gets off Bretton Woods. Oh, that stinks. Brixton allows you to own private gold. Oh, of course he did, because it wasn't tied to the dollar. If it's tied to the dollar, you can't. Oh, by the way, I also found it interesting too. I almost did a video on this, but there's a Ugandan gold find. I don't think I have it up there. A Ugandan? I don't think I do. Not too bad. There's a Ugandan gold find of, what do they say, 13. I can't remember. Maybe I got it on my phone. Hold on a second. This is actually funny. Yeah. And of course, all the prepper community are like, oh my goodness, Uganda just found all this gold. And I can't believe I can't find this, man. Did I delete that guy? Oh. No. I guess I did. Damn. Anyway, so some of you guys said it's fool's gold, man. I mean, literally, it's like what they're claiming they found was more than all the gold found in history of mankind, or something like that. He goes, that's just crazy. I'm a fan of silver, and I'm a fan of gold too. But I'm definitely a fan of silver and gold. I'm a fan of it. Just, I mean, my goodness, who owns the gold in Fort Knox? I don't know. I guess the government. I don't know, man. Hey, Harry's in the house. Yeah, Harry. All right. So let's see what else. Refrigeration invention of the 20th century made it possible for your blueberries to get to Costco. 100%, man. That's exactly right. And so if you didn't live local, you couldn't buy this stuff. And a lot of people want to go back to that idea of everything local, buy local. I can't remember. It's not, look, I like that idea for 100%. You're not going to get blueberries. Hell, you're not going to get strawberries. I think this is the last month of strawberries here in Georgia. You're not getting strawberries without refrigeration to move product in Georgia come August. You're not doing it. So if you like your strawberries, you like your blueberries, you never mind coconuts and all that crap, mango, you're not getting it. You're just not. Does that mean it's bad, good, or otherwise? No, it just means the idea that we can go back to buying 18 ounces of blueberries for $5 in the middle of wintertime. You're not going to do that. And so the dollar that you can use to buy this is a whole different thing than what it was in 1906. And I just say 1906 because that's what I was using for my beginning. You can use 1917. I don't care. You picked your first 10 to 12 pounds of okra. Wow. All right. I have all my investments in Roth. Married, filing jointly. 35. Does it make sense to build up dividend income and brokerage accounts that reach the standard deduction amount? I wouldn't. I'd do my dividends in my Roth, and I'd do VTI. I mean, this is what I do. All my dividend stuff is in my Roths and Roth, plural, whatever. And then all my I just have VTI. That's it, man. I have no dividend stocks outside of my Roth because I don't want to pay tax on it. And so everything, I just have, the total stock index because there's very little dividends and no capital gains. Measure, I like that, Bruce. I like that. That's a great idea, Rush fan. Yeah. One of the first albums I ever owned was Caress of Steel. I'll show you guys that. That's a freaking classic album. Those guys, there's another band, a trio band from Canada that was good. Maybe not quite as good as Rush, but man, they kicked ass and took names. Anyone know who that was? I'm trying to find Caress of Steel here. I'm not going to find it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, we got acidic soil. It's easy to grow blueberries in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Because our soil is so acidic. You know what I'm saying? Hard to grow it where it's alkaline, like in Texas and stuff. But I mean, I got tons of blueberry plants. They're freaking booming. Just the damn birds get to them, James. Freaking birds. Birds. Now Germany has a rat. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, so now I was one of I got all freaking off script here. I have no script, but I got off. So euro slumps to a 2-decade low as recession fears grow. So where I was going with this is everyone's like the dollar's going to crash, and I always said, what's the alternative? The euro, the Chinese yuan, or whatever the hell they call it, the India rupee, the ruble, the loonie, the sterling pound. What is the alternative? The Colombian, I don't even know, is the Colombian dollar? Now they're running by Marxists. There is no alternative, man. And then what the alternative now everyone's saying is a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. And that is frightening. I get that. But that's such in its infancy now. I could see that, though. I mean, that could come. But, I mean, okay. You know how you get around the CBDC is barter. I mean, then we're going right back to where we were 150 years ago. But, it's, that might happen, but I'm not freaking out over it now. But anyway, euro slumps to 2-decade low. You know what that means, don't you? Oh, there's a strike in Norway? Damn, that's not good. Oil tumbles on not recession, demand, and destruction fears. Yeah. All right. So these are a couple. Anyway, so is there an article on this? I guess not. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. Euro slumps to 2-decade low as recession fears grow. So Europe's dead, man. But then I saw this. It was pretty interesting. Again, there's always room for optimism, my friends. Right here from Vanguard. Hey, Anarchy and Christianity, right on, Jeremy. Right on. Jeremy says he bought the book Anarchy and Christianity. Right on. All right, so here's a good article. Like the Phoenix will rise again. The 60-40 portfolio will rise again. And this is what I thought was pretty interesting. If we go down, stocks and bonds both negative over the course of months. Only 15% of the time are stocks and bonds on the same month negative. For 6 consecutive months, only 3% of the time. That's it. We just had one of those 3.6% of the times. That's it. Isn't that crazy? Over 1 year, stocks and bonds, both negatives, only one half. This is only since 1976, but 1/2 of 1%. That's it over 1 year. Tell me that's not nuts. Over 3 years, never. We've never had 3 consecutive years of stocks and bonds both negative, ever. Isn't that crazy? 60-40 portfolio over a course of 6 months, about 1 in 5. So 20% of the time we've had a negative return in a 6-month time period. About 1 in 8 in terms of 1 year. So if you had 8 years and you had a 60-40 portfolio, one of those 8 years would be negative. Over 3 years, I don't even know what that is. Less than, that's 1 in freaking 14 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you had 14 years of a 60-40 portfolio, only 1 was down. Again, it's only since 1976. Not a great, it's not a huge statistical sample, but still. Not too bad, man. The math behind the 60-40 portfolio, the goal is to achieve long-term annualized returns of roughly 7%, which means you double your money every 10 years. This is meant to be achieved on average, not each and every year. I cannot stress this enough. The annualized return of a 60-40 stock and bond portfolio from 1926 through December 2021 was 8.8. Going forward, Vanguard projects the long-term average to be around 7 for the 60-40 portfolio. That seems real high to me. Where do they change that? That's way higher than what I'm projecting. Vanguard Capital's models market projects 7% for the 60-40 portfolio. What? I don't know, man. That's where are they getting that from? The average return we can expect will be achieved if periods of negative returns are followed by periods of high returns. Well, okay. Yes, the average will be achieved if, I get that. On the flip side, the math of average returns suggests that periods of negative returns must be followed by periods with higher than average returns. Right. I don't know about that. I'm surprised that VCMM are saying a 7% rate of return for a 60-40 portfolio. When was this made? Yeah, just the other day. Yeah, I gotta look that up. I don't get why Vanguard's saying that. Why would they say? I'm gonna have to revisit what the Vanguard Capital Models market are, because that doesn't make sense. If your stocks are only giving you 6.5 projected and bonds are giving you 2.5, that give you a 4.5 to 5% rate of return. So I'm not sure where they're getting 7. Maybe that's pre-inflation. No, but I don't know. That's weird. I gotta look at that. Yeah, Germany's rationing gas. It's crazy, dude. These freaking people are nuts. Nuts. Is there a certain age that someone start annuitizing a variable annuity? That's a great question, Charlie. So a lot of times the variable annuities are contingent on they'll pay you. Let's say you put $100,000 in. Here's the way. I don't want to raise that. I can use my. Oh, you won't be able to hear me. Tell me if you guys can hear me. What I should do? Oh. All right, hold on a second. Can you guys hear me? Ooh. That's not really gonna work, I think. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can hear me pretty well. All right, sweet, cool, good. All All right, so we're gonna try to make this work. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I don't have a. Oh yeah, sweet. Hey, look at that. All right, cool. This is called white trash blackboards. All right, so what we're gonna do. So the variable annuity. Let's just say Chicken Charlie. He's 60 years old. He put $100,000 in. All right, he's 60 years old. Looks all right. You can tell I haven't used this for a while. Gotta get a weight on that. All right, so what variables annuities usually do is they'll say by the time Chicken Charlie is 70, this will have $200,000 of an income base, not walk away money. There's two different things happening with these variable annuities. The 100,000 here could be anything. Could be 80,000. Could be 160,000. I mean, literally anything. Could be anything. This is your walk away money. Walk away money is you say, hey, annuity company, just send me a check or transfer my balance to the Vanguard or something like that. Hope that makes sense. All right. That is just annoying. I didn't used to do that. All right. Well, anyway, I'll fix it tomorrow. Don't want some of those blueberries. All right. So, but for an income base is what Charlie's asking. When should you annuitize it? So what these annuities do is they usually say, we'll give you 4.5% of that amount each and every year for the rest of your life to cover you and your spouse. All right. Now, assuming some unlucky lady married Chicken Charlie, we're going to assume that he's got a spouse. So we'll give you $4,500 when you're 60 years old, and we'll give that to you guaranteed each and every year. You can never run out of money. That's not annuitizing, actually. That's not annuitizing. That's just taking the income stream. What's called a guaranteed minimum withdrawal benefit or a guaranteed minimum income benefit. Now, the annuity companies will say, oh, you could have more if the markets go up. You're never going to have more because the fees are too high on annuities. That's just all there's to it. But that's not bad. I mean, when you're 60 years old, you get 4.5% basically, all right? Or 5% if you're single. Now what happens is when you're 70, they're going to say, this $100,000 we guarantee. Now, not all annuities do this. That's a 7% income rider step up. That's 7%. I don't even know what the going rates are, but I'm just using this for example because it's simple numbers. They'll say by the time you're 70, we'll give you 5.5%, not on this amount, but on that amount. So now we're going to give you $11,000 to cover you and the sad Miss Chicken Charlie. And as long as one of y'all are breathing, you're guaranteed to get $11,000. Guaranteed. All right? Hope that makes sense. So the older you get on these variable annuities, the more they'll pay out. All right. And the more they'll pay out if you have a guaranteed minimum income benefit, what's called a rider, where they're saying, we will guarantee you a 7% step up. I hate to use that term, an income adjustment. They use a market variable. They use all kinds of different things. It's stupid, but this way, we'll guarantee you 7%. But that is not what the money you're taking out is. That is not what your account is worth. Your account could literally is probably going to be worth $150,000 or something like that. So if you want to transfer this to another account, you're not getting this. You're getting that instead. And that's how they work. So basically, the idea is, and look, I think about this all the time for myself. I say, man, I'm 52. Let me just show you again here. I'm 52, mañana, all right? So, we'll just, oh, hey, look at that, sweet. I'm 52. So I say by the time I'm 72, let's say I'm 50. Say I drop $100,000 on a guaranteed annuity, an income, a variable annuity. By the time I'm 70, that would be worth, I don't know, they might say it'd be worth $300,000. We'll say $300,000 as a guaranteed minimum income benefit, not walk away money. The red works better. Okay. And so I'll get 5.5% on that $300,000, which whatever that would be, 21,000 or something like that. And just guaranteed forever. Now that sounds good, but that $21,000, it has no inflation adjustment. It just stays flat, $21,000. And there's a good chance I will not have anything to leave to my heirs either. And why that is because the fees on those annuities are going to outpace whatever market I made in the markets, if that makes sense. And it's so I don't know. I'm not an anti-annuity guy in the least. I think they're valuable. It's one of those things that you're like, I'm so anti-fees. It's hard for me to make for my own money, make a commitment on that because I just believe in the values of dividend stocks. I just do, and that might be my demise, but it is what I do. Hope that makes sense. That makes sense, Chicken Charlie? All right, so he's 52 with 88,000 variable annuity. My dad said set it up, but I still don't understand them very much. Yeah. What you want to see is how much will it pay out at 60 years old. The thing with these annuities is that they cost so much, the fees are so high that the best way to get your fees back is to not annuitize it, but to use the guaranteed minimum income benefit. That makes sense. Yeah, Harry loves annuities, but Harry he's got a SPIA, a single premium immediate annuity. It's not a variable annuity. Hey, thanks, Angie. Look at Angie, right on. We were gonna get a bucket of Popeyes fried chicken, take my 2 dogs and my whole family, all 6 of us plus the puppies, and go to this park here in Milton. But dude, it's freaking so hot, man. I can't. I told my wife I can't do it. It's too hot. I'm Maine. I'm from Maine, dude. We can't. Us whiteys from Maine can't take the heat. It's crazy. Right there. So Finn said 16.5 is what 5.5% would bid on $300,000. Gotcha. A growth income annuity I don't know what a growth income annuity is. Sorry, man. Anyway, so what I like about Harry here, he just took $100,000. I'm just using that for example. And he says, hey, it's me and my better half, we'll just say Harry is 60. And he said, I'm going to get probably, we'll say $500 a month, $6,000 a year, every year for the rest of his life, every single year. As long as he or his wife are breathing, they're going to get that much money back every year. And as long as someone survives, they'll get it. Now, I can't remember how Harry structured it. I just don't recall. But, you always want to structure it so if you die in a plane crash because your pilot was jabbed, that your heirs get some residual off that account too. So just as an FYI. Have a do-over cooler day. Do-over on. Oh yeah, right on. No, we're gonna do that. We'll probably do it tomorrow evening, actually, when the sun goes down, because that park is fantastic. They got this park is in Birmingham Road, and there's like it's like a Methodist church or something like that. They just have this freaking just this field. It's a meadow, wildflowers. So gorgeous. We took the boys up there the other day, Chloe and me and Kevin, the boys being the dogs. Oh, just hog heaven, man. Well, 20 years period certain. So Harry just says basically, yeah, look, even Mark, Prairie Mark. All right, good. I bought some speeds to keep me going till night. Yeah. So what happens in this case is Harry's getting X amount of dollars for as long as he and his better half are alive. They'll get it, or 20 years, whichever is longer. So if he and his better half die in 5 years, his heirs will get it for 15, and then it'll stop. If he and his wife, one of them survives 30 years, then it'll stop the minute the survivor dies. Going off Harry is a use of I don't like. I like speed is like what Harry did better. Because they're so easy. You give $100,000, you know exactly what kind of rate you're going to get, interest, or well, I guess interest, but you know exactly what kind of income you're going to get. And you're done. That's all there's to it. Variable annuities, they're just so damn complex. It's just it's hard to. I don't know. I just look. I sold them. I got no qualm that I sold them, but I'd rather have SPIAs and stocks as opposed to variable annuities. Here's my man, Don Foster, or Dawn as DAWN, excuse me. So here's my lady, Dawn Foster. She says she'd rather buy a duplex. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I got no qualm with that idea. Just for me, I'm a simple man. I don't understand your modern ways. I'm just a caveman. I can't wait to move to the South from California. Hopefully my husband's pension is selling a house. We can make it work. Got a couple part-time jobs. Yeah, dude, freaking South kicks ass. That's what I'm saying. Get the hell out of California, my friends. Take your red votes and come down here. Yeah. My brother has a variable annuity that he paid for a rider locked in. Yeah, and so every rider, hey, there's my man. 45 minutes left. But every benefit, bells and whistles, doesn't come free. The biggest, I'm going to draw this again. My biggest freaking frustration with variable annuities. I just gotta. All right, is well, obviously they're complicated, but they have this. Hold on, I'll be right back. Look at a 25-pounder. We'll put it on this. Let's see if that will. Should be on the other side too. Let me get one more. Hold on a second. All right. A little bit better. All right. So a variable annuity, what happens is you're going to have this thing called a guaranteed death benefit. I forgot what it's called. A death benefit. I mean, it's a death benefit. M&E. It's called an M&E charge, mortality and expense charge. And it's the biggest freaking scam going, man. So an M&E charge, usually like 35 basis points, 1/2 of 1/3 of 1%, basically. So what happens here is the annuity company says, Charlie puts $100,000 into his variable annuity. All right. And he's paying 0.35. And what is that? $350 a year. So that way, when he dies, his heirs are guaranteed to get that amount out, regardless of what the market value does. So if the annuity drops to $80,000, it will just say his wife is guaranteed to get $100,000. All right. So she knows for a fact that's what she's going to get, $100,000, assuming he hasn't made any distributions. If he took money out, she doesn't get all that amount. She gets that amount plus minus whatever he took out. All right, but notice she's paying 35 basis points on this amount, on $100,000. But Charlie's account value is $80,000. So when he dies, she's getting $100,000, but $80,000 is already his. She's paying 35 basis points for $20,000 of life insurance. That's it. That doesn't make any sense. But it gets worse. It gets way worse. She's paying that every single year, $350 a year. But it gets worse. Now we're gonna say that friggin' we're gonna say that $100,000 grew to $200,000. Cost $700 a year for that life insurance. But now the portfolio is worth $230. There's no life insurance at all, unless this has a step up in terms of we guarantee you that the highest amount of money Charlie ever had, without assuming any distributions, the minus distributions, will guarantee that his wife gets that amount as opposed to that amount. Some annuity contracts do, some don't. I'm just going to use the ones that used to basically say, we'll give you whatever the account balance was at the end of the year, and then we'll readjust it the next year. Anyway, the point being is, if he dies, she doesn't get that. She gets this, which is his money anyway. So she just lost all this money for nothing. But it gets worse. Well, I don't know about worse, but still, let's say the account value is $190. So she's paying $700 a year for a $10,000 life insurance policy. So you see how that works? It's called the M&E charge. It's the biggest scam going, because she's paying it on the entirety of the contract, not on the difference between the contract value and the death benefit amount. It's such a freaking scam. I don't get it drives me bat crazy, because like, why are you even doing that? Well, we want to make sure that your heirs don't lose any money. Okay, well, you charge me a fee for the difference in what my contribution was, the $100,000 I initially put in, and then whatever the amount was at death. If the amount was $90,000 at death, I have a $10,000 life insurance policy. If the amount was $110,000 at death, it shouldn't cost me anything, because there is no life insurance kicking. Such a clown show. And they do that every year for years and years and years. It's crazy. And then they'll charge and then another thing that ticks me. I'm going off on this. I'm just going to keep going. And this ticks me off too, about guys who sell these things. I call this the phantom account. I kind of alluded to it a few minutes ago, but the phantom account. You got your income account. And you got your walkaway money, your walkaway account. All right. So again, we talked about, you put $100,000 in. They're guaranteeing you after 10 years. Not every contract's different. Just keep that in mind. Every contract's different, but most contracts, at least that I used to sell, this would be after 10 years, go up to $200,000. All right. And so that's a 7%. That's a 7% guaranteed return, is what people think it is, but it's not. So then your walkaway account is $150. And people all the time will say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm getting a guaranteed 7% rate of return." I'm like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. I guarantee you're not." And the facts, half the time, the guy who sold it to him doesn't even know. He doesn't even know the difference. I'm like, you're not getting a 7% guaranteed rate of return. You're getting a 7%, or probably 5% now, 5%, but 7% guaranteed increase in your income benefit. That's it. And people are like, "I don't know, man. He's at 7% guaranteed." I said, ask him to cut you a check today for that guaranteed amount. Will he do that? The answer is no. It's just, and it doesn't mean it's bad the way it's set up. It just means, if you don't know what the hell you're selling, don't sell it. But a lot of times, the worst will even be people do know what they're selling, but they'll allow the lady to walk out of or the guy to walk out of the office thinking they're getting a 7% guaranteed rate of return on their walkaway money. Walkaway money is, you cut me a check, annuity contract, how much is my account worth? It's worth $150. But I thought I was getting 7% guarantee. Oh, no, that was on the income stream. Well, I want my $200,000. No, you're only going to get $100,000. Well, how do I get my 7%? You got to take it out over the rest of your life at a 5% clip. That's such a freaking clown show. And the sad thing is annuities can work, man. And a lot of times there's a guy, Moshe, I don't know the Hebrew way to pronounce it, but he's a professor up in Toronto, and he was negative on annuities for a long, long time. And then he saw the arms race that developed in annuities. He goes, no, man, they're pretty good now. And he's done a lot of work on this. And he says they're actually pretty favorable relative to what you could do on your own if you're to buy the options and all that stuff and the puts. But it's just, they're so damn complex that even the guys who sell them don't. And they sell them based on the numbers. You get 7% a year. Actually crazy. All right. Does current interest rates change how insurers allocate investments to clients to adjust? All right, so in current interest rates, so on a fixed annuity, obviously current interest rates are pretty vital, and that's just a fact because it's fixed. It's literally fixed for the life of the contract. I got we're Zen healing, a state of focus that incorporated togetherness of body and mind. Oh, body and mind. Do the yoga. Do the downward dog. I don't know why that was funny. I never understood that. Well, I shouldn't say more. Anyway, point being is, if interest rates are higher, then your guaranteed fixed rate of return will be higher. That's just a fact. Interest rates are lower, your guaranteed fixed rate of return will be lower too. Now, when it comes to SPIAs, single premium income annuities, SPINGLs are based on your age and the current interest rates. That's it. Your age and the current interest rates. Because they're based like Social Security, man. Social Security says, hey, the older you are, the more we'll pay you because the less time we'll have to pay you. So actuarially, it's the same thing as a 70-year-old payout versus a 62-year-old payout. A 62-year-old gets 8 more years at a reduced amount. The same thing in the SPIAs. They're saying we're going to pay the same amount out regardless of you're 62 or 70. For our calculations on actuary tables, we're going to pay the same amount out. But it's based on what's called interest rates as well. So if you took an annuity at 62 with low interest rates, you'll get paid out less than someone who waited till they're 70 and higher interest rates. Okay, but they still had 8 years where the guy at 62 was getting money and the guy at 70 wasn't. It's no different than Social Security. Where SPIAs in particular come into be, and SPIA is a single premium income annuity. What I like is my man Harry. This is why they don't have them in variable annuities. There's a thing called mortality credits. Mortality credit, and I tell you, man, I'm not going to draw it, but so if Harry, the average life expectancy at someone who's 60 years old, I'll just use that for Harry. He took it out. He and his wife, their life expectancy is for an average the group of people like that. It will just say 82. We'll just say the insurance company's figures are going to have to pay someone until they're 82. All right. Some of those people are going to die when they're 78. Some will die at 72. Some are going to survive beyond 82, and that's the mortality credit. So what happens is if you die at 78 and Harry dies at 86, Harry survived 4 years more than the average. How did Harry get paid for those 4 extra years? Well, the person who died at 78, who died 4 years early. So the guy who dies later is being subsidized by the guy who died early, and that's what's called mortality credits. So the better health you are, the more you can benefit from a single premium income annuity because the more likely you're going to survive and enjoy those mortality credits. Now, that doesn't mean the person who died too soon got screwed. Everyone thinks that, like, I hate that crap. They all think I get screwed. No, you don't, because you didn't know you were going to die. And as such, you still had the guaranteed income, assuming that you live to average or beyond. You didn't know you're going to die. And when you're dead, you don't care. I hate to say it, but everyone's like, I got screwed. You're dead, dude. You're with Jesus. I'd much rather be dead and with Jesus and have got screwed by a contract and an insurance thing than not. Anyway, the point being is at the end of the day, you didn't get, the insurance company doesn't get paid by your early death. It's literally used to subsidize those who live beyond. And this is where I'm telling you, man, don't overlook your pen. Oh boy, it's another pet peeve of mine. Everybody and their mom, they don't ever want to look at annuitizing their 401k. They don't ever want to take the pension. They want to roll it out. Big mistake. You think about it. The pension is based on the average mortality of the unit as a whole. So let's put it this way: if you got a bunch of freaking, it's 30-pound heavy people who smoke, who never don't go to the gym, who listen to CNN, who are scared crapless, you know what I'm saying, who don't even know their genders, those people are more likely to die sooner than you, who at least go for a walk, you have a beautiful wife, you get the vitamin D, you eat meat, you see what I'm saying? And as such, the unit as a whole, the mortality schedule, that unit as a whole, the entirety of the work is not very high relative to you, which means you can get subsidized big time on mortality credits because most of those people are going to die a hell of a lot sooner than you are. All that money is going to flow right back to you. And what I mean by that is because when they do a synopsis of the average life expectancy for this group, they're basically saying, well, we got a lot of smokers who are liberal because we know liberals are miserable, who listen to Fauci, who don't go for walks, who keep breathing the CO2 back in that they breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, who are vegan. And we know these people aren't long-lived. So we expect to pay this unit as a whole till they're on average 73. Whereas this unit over here, who are working for Chick-fil-A executives, who are all happy, they love Jesus, they're getting vitamin D, they're walking, they got dogs, they eat meat. We expect them to live till 82. Who do you think will get higher payouts? Not the Chick-fil-A people, the people who are the liberals, because their average life expectancy is lower. They're going to die sooner. So the insurance company says our average mortality lifespan for this group of people is 73. So we got to pay out more because they're going to die sooner. I hope that makes sense. So if I'm Harry and I'm like, dude, I love vitamin D. I don't listen to Fauci. I don't wear the stupid freaking diaper. I got a beautiful wife, and we know that we're both men and women, all that stuff. And I expect to live till I'm 87, and I'm working with a bunch of sloths who are going to live on average to 73. I have a better payout. So what happens is when a pension company looks at your 401k and they say, we're going to annuitize this, they're annuitizing for that company specifically, the age group and the health dynamics of that company. They're not using it for the general population. And I'm telling you, so the general population, you got to throw a bunch of younger people in there, a lot more fit people and stuff like that. But your company specifically might be older, might be weary, might be just down in the dumps. As such, the mortality tables are lessened. That means they're going to die sooner. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, point being is, do not. I would almost guarantee you. I can't guarantee you, but I would encourage you to look. If I have 500,000 in my 401k and I annuitize it versus going to a private life insurance and annuitizing as an annuity there, how much would I get paid out? I can almost guarantee you your company's 401k on an annuity, a pension, would pay you out more than a private life insurance because it's based on the employees. I don't know if that makes sense, but hey, thanks for happy birthdays, man. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. CDC, they totally took over. And it's another thing that pissed me off about Trump. They totally took over the private property business without any law passed. Without any law passed. Well, there was a law passed in 1923, so you can make that argument. That should have been. They should never allow that. They should never. And that it happened under Trump. Look, and I still vote for Trump in 2024, but that still pisses me off. All right. So we got land, Social Security at 62 versus Social Security at 70 equals 100,000 left on an empty table. I don't get it. Yeah, right here. Social Security is the best inflation-adjusted annuity in the world. I completely agree. Did you go to that guy, Stan the Annuity Man, Harry? Did you go to that guy? Because I refer somebody to that guy. I just can't remember who. I don't know him. Never met him. He pays you the big bucks, man. The big bucks. I'm just joking. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. He doesn't pay me. Just as an FYI, I just can't remember. I just purchased an SMA concentrating holding on. That's a separately managed account, so he's paying a fee. I don't like separately managed accounts. I don't know why you just don't do it on your own. Frankly, you're paying a fee, and I don't think you're going to get any value added for that fee. Yeah, all right. How was he, man? Was he worth good or what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything. I just remember Stan the annuity guy or Stan the man. We used to have, when I was living on Peaks Island, Stan the tree man. He'd be the guy to come down, take out your trees when you when a tree would fall because the winters were so harsh. Who's this? Chris. So you are Chris, don't get me wrong. Are you new here? If you are, that's cool. All right. If you are, that's cool. But don't take I'm not bashing you here. So my man Chris, for those of you listening, says, I've heard that people 55 and under, there simply will not be any money for Social Security. All right, so Stan is awesome, says Rush fan. Right on. Harry said he was the best before I purchased. That's freaking fantastic. Maybe I should try to interview that guy. Good. That's fantastic. Stan the annuity man. All right, so we're gonna have to nip this in the bud for the 8,000th time. I'm assuming Chris is new. If not, then maybe he's trolling us or something. I don't know. Okay, yeah, right on. I think you're right. It's okay to be new. It's okay. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years, man. All right, so let's. All right, Denise. I would make fun of Denise leaving, but the last time I did that, she got really sick, and so I'm hesitant to make fun of Denise for leaving. All right, thanks, Denise. Right on. Appreciate it. All right, so Chris, just if you're still here, they've been saying that A for years. B, this is simply not correct. We know for a fact there's enough money as we sit here today to cover 78 to 80% of the guaranteed payout until 2090 was now 2075, 2097 or something like that. I can't remember anymore. That is a fact. So when you're hearing this stuff, tell those people to go freaking pound sand because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're fear mongering. I'm sick of this crap. There's enough money to pay 78 to 82%, depending on what year, until in the mid 2090s. All right. And that is a fact. Social Security being bankrupt does not mean Social Security has no money. It just means it doesn't have enough to pay 100% of its obligations. And ironically, it's weird because if we look back, and I've done this in other videos a million times, I said, interesting. We've been using these same arguments for the last 35 years. And before it's 2027 and 2030, 2032, and this last year is now 2035 before it goes bankrupt, where it doesn't have enough money to pay 100% of its obligations. It can only pay 82%. Isn't that interesting? It's like, whoa. So we've been saying this for 30 years, and yet here we are, 2022, and now it's 13 years left. Whereas before, I remember reading an old article, probably 1998, it only had until 2027. So what the hell? What the hell's happened? Anyway, it seems to be fixed. Don't get me wrong. It needs to be made solvent. And the way you do that is raise the payroll tax, 0.5% on each side. Done. And we're good there. Anyway, so stop. I cannot take the fear mongering. Yeah, me either, Jake. Maybe it's us New Englanders. We just can't take it. Decreased benefit regardless of what you put in. Lan, do you literally think there's a politician that's going to accept the voters losing their money? That's an entitlement, not a welfare benefit. Literally, do you think so? Because I would introduce you to my man, Dan Rostenkowski. Rosty. I would invite you to go watch a video from Dan Rostenkowski. Do you all know who Dan Rostenkowski? Let me ask Lan. Do you know who Dan Rostenkowski was? I don't know how old Lan is. If he's younger, he probably won't, but hopefully he does. I'd introduce you to Dan Rostenkowski, and if you don't know who he is, it's okay. It's okay. Let's see what Landman says. I'm not picking on you. I'm just this idea. It's insane. It's insane that everyone's worried about Social Security. And I say, what are you going to do for healthcare? I'm going to I'm not saying this guy is saying that, Landman. I'm just saying I'm going to Medicare. Oh, you're worried about Social Security, but you're going to Medicare, are you? Okay, that makes sense because Medicare is already broke, essentially. All right, so he doesn't know who Dan Rostenkowski is. All right, so right on. I figured you would, Harry. So Dan Rostenkowski was a chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, liberal congressman from Chicago. The House Ways and Means Committee chair is probably the most powerful person in D.C. Why? because he controls the check writing, which is what made it absolutely criminal that Charlie Rangel was the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee for a couple of years under Obama. It's just freaking disgusting. It's insane. Because that guy couldn't pay his taxes. I don't know why we're putting January 6th insurrectionists in jail, but freaking Charlie Rangel just walks away. It's crazy. So Rostenkowski, the most powerful man in Washington, because nothing gets through without the approval of Rosti. This is in the late 80s. He went to a town hall in his city of Chicago, not a MAGA country, with nooses around people's neck. And Rostenkowski says, we're going to have to change the rules on Social Security. We're not going to cut benefits. We're going to cut the cost of living. We're going to do something. People were not going to reduce their benefits. We're just going to change something. I forgot what I was talking about. I think it was going to reduce a COLA or something like that. He was literally run out of a town meeting by old people. Hands off my effing Social Security. And you can see it on videotape. It's from a Chicago news station. It's actually kind of funny. Thus, Social Security became the third rail of American politics. Third rail means if you touch that third rail, you're electrocuted and you die. So we have Rostenkowski. Then we had George W. Bush, who was going to privatize it. He was going to spend his political capital when he won re-election by 60,000 votes in 2004. And then my man Andrew Biggs, who I'm a huge fan of, who writes for the American Enterprise Institute, which has some corruption issues in there in themselves, because all these DC think tanks are all funded by who knows. So let's just put it this way: the Rockefeller clan is in everywhere. The testicles. The testicles, oh my God. The tentacles of the Rockefellers, the Ford Foundation, the Carnegies, they're all over the place. Anyway, long story short, so Andrew Biggs does write for the AEI, and he was number 2 guy in Social Security Administration for George W. Bush, trying to push the privatization of a portion of Social Security. You know, it felt like a friggin' dud. It was a dud. And you know, to be perfectly honest with you, thankfully it was. Because we don't want Social Security. You got to have, it's an entitlement. We put the money into it. But shouldn't we have the right to invest it? No, you shouldn't. I'm sorry. I mean, ideally you should, but look, man. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a dog coming down. What? Oh. I mean, look, ideally, yes, you would. 100%, but it's never going to happen. So we can wish all day long, but it's not going to happen. I heard a kid coming down. I was like, what's up, kid number 3? Anyway, so the point being was, so that went over like a dud. You know, Bush on top of Iraq, and it's kind of like Biden with the Afghanistan debacle. Now the high energy prices there, he never recovered. And, frankly, rightly so. Because Bush was not the brightest bulb and Biden is idiotic, and that's just a fact. So point being is no one's going to touch Social Security. They're not going to touch it. No way. If anything, they should, what I say, if I were the Republicans, what are you doing, bud? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Sweet. My boy's going to do some working out over there. Yeah, getting strong. They should, if I was a Republican, and I am, I would highly encourage the Republican Party to say we're going to raise your Social Security benefits. How are you going to do that? Well, I've talked about this a million times on Sunday, but I would make that, because a lot of Republicans, there's one of their sole Republicans are the part of the middle class, the lower and middle class. That's a fact. The Democrats are the poor and the rich. That's simple fact. So if I'm the Republicans, the bulk of my voters are on Social Security, relying heavily on Social Security. And as an entitlement, not a welfare benefit, I'd say we're going to raise your benefits. And the Democrats are doing that because the Democrats know how to win. The Republicans don't. And as we see what's happening with Boris Johnson right now in England, as he's getting ready to get kicked to the side, hopefully, he's going to the old reliable tax cuts. Dude, that doesn't work anymore, man. I mean, I know it works for the country club Republican types, the Mitt Romneys. No one gives a crap about that. I mean, look, I paid I can't believe how much tax I paid. Don't give me tax cuts while the culture is being destroyed right out from under us. I'd much rather have the Republicans fight on the culture wars than tax cuts any day of the year. The facts are we're not Sweden. We're not Sweden in the least, and as such, let's go where the votes are. Why do you think Nixon went after the South? He said, I got to go where the votes are. Oh, what they say? That was the Southern strategy or something like that. That's what the votes were. He knew where his voters were. You appeal to your voters, you stupid Republicans, not you on the stream, just the freaking Republican Party. Tax cuts. They'll really get the blue collars working for us. Yeah, freaking idiots, man. No, you don't want me for president. Trust me. In fact, you don't want me for president, man. I did hear, and let's put it this way. Oh no, the Georgia Guidestones. But Josh, don't you know it's private property? Don't you know it's heritage? Yeah, come back to me when they start putting the statues up of Robert E. Lee, of the guy up in Wisconsin and all that. I don't care. I just literally, no, you got it, man. It's just, don't listen to the fear porn on Social Security. If they're going to do fear porn on Social Security, the first thing you should say is ask about Medicare. And literally say, what are you going to do for healthcare? I'm going to Medicare. Oh, okay. So you're telling us about Social Security, but you're relying on Medicare when Medicare is freaking dead to rights as we see here today. Freaking, not you, clowns, though. Oh, yeah, by the way, yes, right there. So Social Security is down on the vine, but we just gave Ukraine, $200 billion just so we can protect Lindsey Graham, John McCain, and Joe Biden. It's freaking insane, man. Insane. I've listened to, I cannot believe I'm on the side of these people. I'm listening to a guy today on YouTube. I can't believe he's on YouTube. And I was like, I can't believe I'm on this guy's side. I can't believe it because he's like Bolsheviks. I was like, I cannot believe. And when I say I'm not on his side, it's just, he's saying how the war in Ukraine is a scam. USA is, I said, I agree. And then he's like, Bolshevik. I said, I cannot believe. Politics makes strange bedfellows, but I'm sitting here supporting a group of people that are aligned with the Bolsheviks. And it kills me inside, but we should have nothing to do with Ukraine. We don't have the resources, and all it's doing is driving up the cost. We are basically subsidizing Russia is what we're doing, because Russia's loving life. They're like, man, we got more money than God right now. We don't in the United States. It's insanity, man. And Zelensky's a freaking clown. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh my goodness, the guy, we're Brendan Hungary. You see what he's doing? Like, you see what Zelensky's doing? All right, so expected 2023 COLA being huge. Do I stay the course and file for my own Social Security to commence paying in January? Is there any loss of is there any, I don't understand what you're saying. Andrew, my pension does not have a COLA, but does go up 12% per year? Wow. My pension doesn't have a COLA, but goes 12% a year from 65 to 70? Damn, that's what I've been doing, Andrew. Holy crap, holy. Dude. What if Andrew would find a young man to be attractive? Maybe Andrew swings both ways, if you know what I'm saying. Take me on as a spouse. Hey, I'll do many things for a little bit of money for a 12% increase in pension, Andrew. Oh, man. Yeah, this is incredible. It's insane. The sanctions is just, we're literally sanctioning. I can't take it. Stupid, but it's just to protect Biden and Lindsey Graham and the Rand Corporation and all the big freaking. Oh yeah, 100%. The Democrats have hurt the poor and the blacks the most, without question. It does make my heart melt a little bit to see a lot of Spanish speakers. The Latina. And it's funny how New York Times doesn't call her a Latinx, but the Latina from South Texas winning. I'm not sure if she'll win again in the general come to 2022, but it's good. We're making inroads. The conservatives are making inroads. They're not making inroads by being David French and Drag Queen Story Hour. I can't believe how many conservatives are on the friggin' train of Drag Queen Story Hour. I literally don't understand that. It's insane to me. I'm sitting there thinking, so you want the Republicans to be more diverse, to appeal to Muslims and Spanish speakers and a lot of African blacks. Never mind, ADOS, American descendants of slavery, American blacks. And you're going to do this by Drag Queen Story Hour, do you? Okay, boomer. I'm just joking. Not okay, boomer. It's okay there, DC Republican. We're going to appeal to minorities and conservative immigrants by Drag Queen Story Hour. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's put the kibosh on that. Let's protect kids. It's hard to lose by saying we're going to protect children. They're going to say, don't say gay. Yeah, all right, well, if that's what you say, don't care. It's kind of like, the thing is, it's actually, I was watching this lady Mark Dice, is that his name? Mark Dice. He did a video, I'm not going to go find it, but he said, the only sane girl or woman on YouTube, or not YouTube, on TikTok or something like that. It was funny. And it was a lady who was saying basically, Democrats, you only have yourself to blame for Roe v. Wade. It used to be not even that long ago, literally 10 years ago. We want to keep abortion safe, legal, and rare, maybe 15 years ago, but 10 years ago still, we didn't want abortion the ninth freaking trimester, the ninth month. And you guys just couldn't take a win. You couldn't take a win. You got to say, no, we got to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Same with this freaking transgender LBGTQ, ABCDIFG stuff. It's like you guys can't take a win. It's like you got to keep pushing and pushing and rubbing it in our faces. People are pissed. I'm pissed by this, dudes. I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait. What happened to just everyone get along and being all, hunky-dory? You just want to keep rubbing it. And you're rubbing it wrong, man. And that's just a fact, Jack. And you better take sides. Our side better take sides here. You can't be transgender story hour and freaking and be moral. That's disgusting for children. It's freaking nasty. It's disgusting behavior, and it needs to be called out every time, without question. And everyone knows this. It's insane. It's grooming. 100% is grooming. And I'll probably get banned from YouTube for saying this. At this stage, I don't care. I mean, it's like my man Owen Benjamin said. He said, whoa. This is 3 years ago. He got banned from saying the exact same stuff. It's somewhat more okay to say now. He's like, we can't have young children being encouraged to change their bodies when they're like 8 years old. That's freaking disgusting. We can't have young children going to strip clubs and basically modeling themselves for money. This is freaking peed stuff. And it used to be pedos were freaking, I don't want to say much, but you know what I'm saying? It's freaking disgusting. And it's happened. You all know this. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's just some side are like, they can't. Then we got this guy from, whatever the hell it is, from freaking the nuclear agency. It's like, these people used to be thought of as insane. Now they're like literally in charge of the country. It's nuts. What's up, Doc? Oh, interesting. Hey, there's Cavi. Show some muscle. Come on, man. That's kid 3, everybody. Kevin. Yep, kid 3. He's taller than me. How tall are you now, bud?
5'11.5".
Yeah, but I'm still better looking. You hear that, Cav?
What?
I said you might be taller, but I'm better looking still.
Sure, Dad. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Let's say a quick prayer for the children. Dear Heavenly Father, man, we need you now more than ever. We know at the end of the day, the truth will reign. You'll come back. No, not you'll come back. You're already here. You'll reign supreme. You reign supreme now. We shouldn't get angry, but getting angry is acceptable. We shouldn't be hateful, but it's okay to be angry, but we just need your guidance because the society is falling apart. And it can't keep going on like this, Lord. So what do we do? What do we do? And we just gather together and do what we're doing now and just spread the word of good cheer, of anger, righteous anger, of good cheer and love of God and love of the world and love of Jesus. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. So I just say righteous anger is acceptable. I'm not God, I don't know, but righteous anger is acceptable. And it's funny because, you'd think it's like, what's there to be angry of? Well, because of Drag Queen Story Hour, because of abortion in the 20th trimester, because of the lack of any kind of adherence to basic common decency, because of the insanity of making us finance a war that increases the cost for our living while we're financing the governments of Zelensky. No one's out there looking at where that money's going. I mean, we've already busted somebody fleeing with millions of dollars going to the UK. Righteous anger is okay in these things, man. You're sitting there saying, no. And it's okay to be hostile. Say, no. Hostility towards evil is not a bad thing, in my opinion. It's kind of like Barry Goldwater. Vice is no virtue, and virtue. What would Barry Goldwater say? You all remember what Barry Goldwater say? Virtue is no virtue. Some of you guys know What do you say? Something like, I'll let one of you guys say it because I know. Yeah, Andrew says happy Mary. Well, there goes my 12% pension, man. Well, no one knows. I'm going to look up Barry Goldwater's saying because there's no virtue, something's no vice. I can't remember this because I'm turning 52, man. I think oh yeah, there it is. I did have it. Our much acclaimed huge gold discovery is mere fool's gold. There he is. That guy kicks ass. I don't know who he is, but Barry Goldwater, virtue. Oops. Who's gonna get it first? Barry Goldwater, virtue is no virtue. No vice. Yes, right there. All right, look at my man Lord. Extremism in defense of liberty is no virtue. You didn't get the whole thing right, but pretty close. Right here. Extremism in defense of liberty is no vice. Moderation in pursuit of justice is no virtue. I'm not sure who his speechwriter was, but remember that. Extremism in defense of liberty is no vice. Liberty for children to freaking be children. Yes, right there, Don. Moderation in pursuit of justice is no virtue. 100%. Justice for the children, man. Justice for the children. Extremism in defense of liberty for children. Absolutely. We can learn a lot from Barry Goldwater. Unfortunately, Bill Buckley and his clan of CIA operatives set the stage for the Republican Party to be, low taxes, balanced budgets, which of course Republicans never achieved. It's just all fake, man. All right. Anything else going on here? Let's see. Hey, thanks, Sam. Appreciate me. The Lord bless us all. The Lord's good always. No other way around that, man. Hey, good. If the Democrats all up in arms, but hey, they went too far. No one wants this crap. I just read something like 50% of Americans are upset by Roe v. Wade. It's just not a big hit to people. It's not. It never has been. See, this is the thing with like freaking the Bush's guy, Karl Rove, and all these guys to say the Republicans need to stay off social issues because that gets the left all riled up. I'm like, whoa. Well, how come when the left gets on social issues, we never say that gets the right all riled up? They said, well, because we don't want the mushy middle to think the Republicans are extreme. Okay, so drag queen story hour for children and abortion in the ninth trimester. And I know it's not a ninth trimester. I wouldn't get that. But abortion at birth, that's not extreme. That won't get the mushy middle riled up. Okay. And I want to say, Karl Rove there, guy. You ever thought that, basically you won by 500 votes in Florida and basically won by 60,000 votes in Ohio. That's it. And you ever thought, I wonder if there's a way to win by more votes, i.e. the Trump way, which is go where the votes are. How many Republican-leaning people don't vote because the Republican Party is so focused on tax cuts? Taxes aren't my issue, dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe Social Security increase would be an issue. Maybe help with Medicare would be an issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there. Go where the votes are. But no, we're going to give tax cuts to Jeremy Grantham. What the hell is that? You know who Jeremy Grantham is? A big hedge fund manager? Big lib. Funded the ICL, Imperial College of London, where that freaking guy, Neil Ferguson, said, we're all going to die because of COVID, as he's out there bopping his freaking... Yeah, that's it. What'd you do? Huh? Well, what exactly did you do? How many did you do? Oh no, how much weight? On each side? Well, don't you want to do something else? Well, you can't do any exercise. He's not talking to you or anything. All right. We're going to have to do it tomorrow morning then, or tomorrow during the day. All right. Love you. Huh? What? I didn't expose you. Dude, no one's being exposed. All right. Yeah, right on. Trump. All right. Hispanics. Well, we've been hearing it. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see. If we can spend trillions on. Oh, we talked about that. Yeah. Do I think the Democrats, all this woke agenda, would have tried to fix Social Care as a priority, but no, why? Because they actually fix it. There isn't a carrot to dangle as a reason to vote them. Oh, they'll find carrots, Andrew. I mean, hell, there's tons of carrots. They just passed something on drug prices or something like that, which is actually a pretty good move on their part. I'm surprised it took so long to do it. It's an election year and they pass it. I'm not sure there's going to be enough juice to get much going off the ground there, but I mean, they were a majority, man. They have the right to, they know how the game is played. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not even sure what the drug bill legislation is. I'm sure the media will be all freaking, the Democrats, they're looking out for the middle class. With that said, the Republicans had a chance to do something along those lines too. Now, they did pass a wonderful tax cut. That tax cut that Trump did was great. You know why? Because it raised the standard deduction. A huge middle class tax cut. Huge middle class tax cut. But they didn't do anything else because they were so scared that Trump was going to get impeached. Why? Because they read the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post. And if you read the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Wall Street Journal, that's left wing? Yeah, it's totally left wing. There's a lady who wrote on the front page of the Wall Street Journal for many, many, many moons, Jackie Calmes, Calmes. And she just went to the New York Times many years ago. I said, how ironic that she went to the New York Times. It's a fit made in heaven right there. Left wing, left wing. Now, the Wall Street Journal opinion page, I haven't followed it for many years, used to be pretty right wing. It was good. Business right wing, corporatist right wing. Mitt Romney, kind of, but more conservative than Mitt Romney would be. I don't know. Paul Gigo used to be on there. I'm not sure if they're still that way. I don't know. But my inclinations are probably not. Anyway, the point being was, other than the Wall Street Journal's opinion page, there was nothing. It's just like you're reading the New York Times, literally. And many people have gone from Wall Street Journal to the New York Times, which that's all you need to know. You see what I'm saying? Because they're two birds of the same feather, something like that. Two feathers of the same bird. I don't know what that saying is. But anyway, so media is going to play up, the freaking Sniffy Joe's big win for Sniffy Joe to try to get people to take their eyes off the prize, which is everything else that's happening around us. And that's what the media does. Remember, the media isn't controlled by the Democrats. The media controls the Democrats. I can't say this enough, my friends. The media controls the Democrats. The Democrats do the bidding of the media. Who controls the media? Well, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out who owns these companies that are media conglomerates. You see what I'm saying? That is who controls the media. Thus, the Democrats are doing the bidding of the media, which is doing the bidding of their controllers. It's just that simple, man. And you go at 6 companies that basically own all this stuff, Comcast being one. That's crazy. Never mind Bezos, whatnot. All right, so before we wind up here, because I do want to kind of go over, I thought this would be fun. I want to share with you let's see. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Y'all remember that right there? Do unto others as you will. Yeah, 100%, James. Big Pharma isn't going to take this on the chin. Hey, Bruce, right on, Bruce. Yeah, Big Pharma is not going to lose out on their other drug prices. Do unto others, golden rule. Yes. Where is the golden rule from? Where does this come from? Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Who wants to take a gander? Yeah, Mark Stein is freaking awesome. Love Mark Stein. He kicks ass. Kicks ass. Do unto others as you have done unto you. Where is that from? It is a golden rule, but where is it from? Is that interesting? Makes you think. All right. While we're thinking about that, the lion lays with what? Who or what animal did the lion lay with? Anyone want to take a guess? RuPaul. The Bible. Good question. Bible, right? But anyone else? Do unto others as you would have done unto you. The lion. Oh, interesting. Robert says the Bible. So Linda and Alice says the lion lays with the lamb. 10 Commandments. Huh? Interesting. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. And the lion lays with the lamb. Look up in your Bibles. You don't have to do it right now. I invite you to do that. Neither of them are in there. None of them. Isn't that crazy? The lion doesn't lay with the lamb. There is no do unto others as you would have done unto you. It's other concoctions of that, but there's nowhere does it say do unto others as you would have done unto you. Yet we all say that. We all say the lion lays with the lamb. Isn't that funny? We all say wineskins. Interesting. But if you look, other than the old KJV, the initial KJV, there's no wineskins. Now, there's no there's wineskins, but the old KJV is bottles. Bottles, not wineskins. Interesting, huh? Weird. We always saw wineskins, but yet in the KJV it said bottles. Where do wineskins come from? Isn't that strange? Yeah, it says bottles. What's that about? As you wish that others would do to you, do so to them. Yes, that's what it says. But why do we all say do unto others? I know that's what it says. But we say do unto others as you would have done unto you, as you would have done unto you, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying. I'm drawing a blank. Do unto. Where to do unto others? We all say this. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. The lion lay with the lamb. No, he doesn't. The lion lays with who, Don? Interesting. Because whoa. We always change up things. Who changed up the things? Weird. The point being is I am 100%. How many translations of the Bible are there? All right, so let's go on to another one. What did Forrest Gump say about life in a box of chocolates? I'm going to take another turn here. What did Forrest Gump say about life in a box of chocolates? Who wants to say anything on this? Very interesting. What did Forrest Gump? Yeah, you guys, I know where I'm going with this. I cannot believe this, man. It's crazy because it's more than just the biblical stuff. There's so much more going on. So Forrest Gump sitting there talking to that black lady. Mother said, life, something about a box of chocolates. What did Forrest say to that black lady? And I'm not sure. No, but I know he said that. You never know what you're going to get. But what is life and a box of chocolates? Yeah, look up the KJV, the original KJV. It says bottles, isn't it? Does Forrest Gump say life is like a box of chocolates? Or he does, right. So life is like a box of chocolates, or life is like a box of chocolates. Yep. But there's Don. Don is saying life was like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump no longer says life is like a box of chocolates. He says life was like a box of chocolates. We all know he said life is like a box of chocolates. But now Forrest Gump says life was like a box of chocolates. Isn't that weird? It's crazy. We all know the lion laid with the lamb. We all know two or more, where two or more are gathered, so shall I be. I can't repeat off the top of my head. We know do unto others as you would have done unto you. We know about the bottles. Where the hell the bottles come from? Bottles in the KJV. Judge not lest you be judged. You be judged. Not there anymore. Anyway, this is called the Mandela Effect. And all these people say, you're crazy. The Monopoly man, we know for a fact, had a monocle. That's 100%. The point being is a lot of people say, oh, the Bible is changing. How dare you? Well, if you look at all the various translations of the Bible, it inherently has changed. The point being is there's something happening that the God, I truly think, if you should look up that's the point about the Mandela Effect. Check your movie. It says it was. It never was your was. It is now, 100%. That's the Mandela Effect. It changes stuff from the past. It's crazy. We all know it says life is like a box of chocolates. We all know it says lion with a lamb. We all know it says do unto others as you would have done unto you. We know this. We know all these things. But it doesn't say that anymore. It's crazy. And you can check your stuff. It'll say, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know it said life was like a box of chocolates. It wasn't. It changed. I'm telling you, man, life is like a box of chocolates, is what it said. We all know that. Why would we all think do unto others? There's so many of these Mandela effects. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because God is everywhere in all things. And I was watching these guys argue about the Bible, and I'm like, their version, KJV, NIV, I'm just like, I just find this nuts. I find it nuts. I'm like, we're putting God as if in this book, and God is everything, all things, all the time. He's the air we breathe. He's the love we have for our wives. He is everything. And I worry that, because I know this too. I used to think this myself, as if I knew what God. And it's so frustrating, because I said, man, I don't know what God is going to, I don't know. I'm just a human on his earth that he allowed me to live, and he allowed me to love him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting there in the 52 years I've been on this earth. This will be 51 or 52. So if I'm 52 tomorrow, that means I've been on this earth 51 years. The ups and downs I've had in my life, the arrogance, the cockiness, and everything. And I just look, as I get older, I'm so humbled by God's creation, and just how vast God is, and how much arrogance we have to think we know. And like I was arguing with my man Prairie Mark about the ability for the Egyptians to make the pyramids of Giza. There's no modern man couldn't do that today, and yet they did that 5,000 years ago without the tools and technology. There's no way. There's no way. And the point being is that, man, I don't know what the point is. I just sit there and I think God is so vast, and for us just to kind of pigeonhole him as if we have all the answers, as if God. I don't know. I'm in awe more every day as I get older of God's creation. And I hope you are too, because when you're in awe of it, and you're so grateful that he's given you the brain and the curiosity to challenge his creation, and say, I don't get it, God. Why are you doing this? What's happening? And you don't know. But one of the reasons I think is important is because when bad times come, it's all part of God's plan. And we don't know what's going on. And people say, well, why do good things happen? Bad things happen to good people. I'm like, well, should that guy have not have died of a heart attack? I mean, he was a good person. He died. That's a bad thing. Should that guy have not got killed in a drunk driving accident? He was a bad. No, I'm talking about, mass murders and all this stuff. Okay, so the people who just die, get a broken leg. I mean, that's a bad thing happening to a good person. Like, where do we go with this? We don't know what God's plan is, and we'll never know. And it's just one of those things I just think about more and more as I get older. I said, man, God is so vast, it's so amazing. I don't know. I just invite you to step back a moment and recognize that when you can't say life is like a box of chocolates, life is like you don't know. And that it was lion lay with a lamb, and is do unto others. And like wineskins and bottles, so that's odd. Judge not lest you be judged. Two or more. We know all these things change, and we just know, and we don't know why. But we should always have our faith that God knows. And it's humbling. All right, let's say a quick prayer before we end up this thing here real quick. And Father, Son, Holy, as Catholics, we do that. You don't have to do that, but I know we already said one. But man, Heavenly Father, I just thank you for my 51 years on this earth. On your earth, you have blessed me, not just because of the wealth I have. You just blessed me because you love me. You love me. All the things I've done, all the things I'll continue to do, all the hate, the spite, the challenges to your domain and your authority. And I just ask for forgiveness in all I do, for what I've done, what I will continue to do. And I just ask for just your love to keep shining down on me and all of your creation. I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, my friends, God is good always, and it'd be to our benefit to remember that always. And I don't know why he loves us so much, but man, if that doesn't bring a tear to your eyes, especially after all the crap you've done, just think of, man, how many times I went down the trail of just bad behavior. And only but for the grace of God am I here today. And I am grateful every day. All right, we'll get out of here. See you guys. Thanks now. My Mac is dying anyway, so I got to go. Thanks. God bless.